Good evening, my fellow vampire lovers. This is just a little bonus episode for you. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to Telio Espinoza, who is behind the short film End of Shift. And it's award winning. He was absolutely lovely to speak to. I'm very excited for all of you to hear our interview and to check out his film. I'll be showing just tiny snippets as we're talking, but if you look in the description of this video, you will be able to see where to find him and where to find the movie. So go watch the movie, listen to our interview, and then let me know down below what your thoughts are and if you'd like to see more of these little bonus episodes. All right, guys. Wicked hugs and bloody kisses. Good evening.
Perfect. Well, good evening. Thank you for joining.
Good evening, Lena. Is it Lena or Lena? Because in
Lena,
Spanish we say,
Lena. I like
yeah.
Lena. Go ahead.
All
Is
right.
it Telio?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Lena.
It is nice to meet you too. So I'm going to start by saying I know we had to reschedule this because I got sick, but it turned out to be a good thing because today is National Dracula Day.
I know.
World Dracula Day.
Yes.
So it was perfect. So if you would like to introduce yourself for everyone who'll be watching this, tell everyone all about who you are.
Okay, my name is Telio Espinoza. I am a music teacher, but I also am a filmmaker. I work for the University of Baja California, and I live in Mexico, in Mexicali, Baja. I don't know if you heard of that. We're on the border with Calexico, California.
Okay.
And I've been a vampire enthusiast since I was a little boy. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Mexican luchadores films, and there were a lot of monsters in it.
Yes,
Including,
yes, yes.
including vampires.
My introduction was actually watching Bela Lugosi play Dracula. I was 6 years old, and that was it. I was in love. Do you remember your first vampire movie?
It was probably that, it's called El Santo contra las Mujeres Vampiro, which means Santo or the Saint again versus the vampire women.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I did not know until recently. I bought a remastered version of the original Dracula for 1939. I didn't know that they shot the American version in the morning and the Spanish version at night. And so I got to watch the Spanish version. It is like it's a little more romantic, a little more seduction.
Yes, it's a little different. Maybe it's the Latin stuff.
Well, I read that they thought that the American audiences in the 30s just couldn't handle it.
I'm pretty sure.
So you reached out to me, which I'm so glad you did, because I watched your short film yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm so interested. So tell me, what was the process? What did you always want to do a vampire film? What led up to this?
Well, I always liked vampires, but I didn't think about it until I wanted to do something different because I do mostly dramas, short films. I've made a couple of feature films also about dramas, and I just finished one with one of my friends who is a musician. Anyway, so one of my favorite movies of all time, it's Collateral.
Okay.
With Tom Cruise.
I know it. Yes.
I don't know if you picked that.
I did.
That
I did.
So, but there, if you notice, there's several other influences in the story, like Death Wish, which I saw when I was a kid.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Death Wish with Charles Bronson.
Oh, I'm familiar with it. I've just never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a father's revenge film, and well, obviously with vampires. So what I tried to blend is this. Well, the Charles Bronson movie is about revenge, right? So and Collateral is mostly hitman.
Yes.
But I took that concept and I said it would be interesting that instead of being the villain, it would be, you know, a justice warrior and
Yeah.
sort of you know, of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to be subtle. Well, not with the priest, as you may notice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I try to be subtle with, you know, the other people, and just people figure out
Mm-hmm.
what they were, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like the politician
Mm-hmm.
and well, I don't know if you remember, but there's a like a piano teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I play the piano teacher just my back,
Okay.
and since I loved since the very first time that I saw Nosferatu, so I try to play with the shadows too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
So
you
I was
saw
going to
that.
ask, I will say, as I started the movie, I'm like, okay, I've kind of seen this idea before of like hiring someone for the night to help you do dirty work. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I did not actually see the ending coming. So you got me on that one. That was good.
Oh, really?
Um, I I appreciated the way because you have 15 minutes to tell an entire story. And
Mm-hmm.
so you don't have much time. And I think you used the time very wisely. But if you've seen my podcast, you know that it all boils down to the vampire. Because if you don't have a solid vampire, all kind of falls apart, right? So you need to know your rules. You have to stick to your rules. So tell me a little bit about what the inspiration was for your type of vampire. A very classic vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, I try to follow all the rules, you know, the classic rules by
Hmm.
night. And one thing one rule that I broke was if you notice the mirror. The driver could see through
Right.
the mirror
Yeah.
uh, this person doing
Yes.
it. I kind of did it intentionally, but I knew that I broke that a rule, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's several like, well, if you remember, Dracula actually was able to be in the light,
Yes.
not until Nosferatu. So
Yes.
I said, well, maybe I can blend a little bit,
Sure.
bend a little bit the rules.
Yes.
Um, but if you notice, there's no other like the garlic or the silver and stuff like that, because I didn't have that much time.
Yeah.
I tried to concentrate
Yes.
on the vengeance story,
Hmm.
and and the vampire that converts my main protagonist. I tried to place it as Dracula also, but I didn't have that much time,
That's okay.
and quite frankly, I didn't have the money for it.
That's okay. I think the thing is, so I say this all the time. You
Hmm.
can do whatever you want with vampires. It's your world. So
Hmm.
you get to create your world, your vampire, your rules, right? So some vampires can be in the sun, some can be seen in the mirror, all of that stuff. The
Hmm.
trick is once you make that decision, sticking to it and not
Yeah,
wavering on your own rules. I
right.
think with this story, the fact that he was a vampire was not the whole story. It was just
Hmm.
one of the pieces of the story. It was more about his vengeance.
Yeah.
Um, I loved the little thing because not everybody watches these movies and tries to pick out the rules and all of that. That's just what I do. But the one thing I did like is when he asked him, "Well, how do you know who's a bad person?" And he's like, "I just know." And so that's
Hmm.
left to your imagination. Maybe
Hmm.
he can read thoughts. Maybe he can smell it. Like maybe, he can smell the blood on that person, or part of his vampire power is just knowing who's good and who's evil. So that's where, even though you don't have much time, the thing about vampires is when people hit play, they're already halfway with you because everybody knows what vampires are. So
Hmm.
you just have to talk about your specific vampire, but you're allowed to leave so much to the imagination and just allow the watcher to decide what the backstory is, what his powers are, what his thoughts are, or what happens after the movie ends. So that's what I like so much about it. Now, what was your plan for this? Did you have a plan for this film? What was your hope?
Well, I've been sending my material to festivals, so
Okay.
I started looking for it. So I sent it to I have the name here, to the International Vampire Film and Arts Festival in England.
Oh, fun.
So I got this award.
Oh, it's a steak. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's the Golden Steak.
I love it.
So yeah, it won the first place
That is awesome.
in the short film department.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was
That's
in
fun.
20, I think in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also got third place in the Nosferatu Film Festival in Austin,
Mm-hmm.
and also since I live right around the corner from Imperial Valley, it's
Mm-hmm.
in Southern California. So I always submit my films there, and it won also third place.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, and
That's
several
very cool.
others in India and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of satisfaction with it. So my plan was to just to upload it to YouTube and send it to festivals and see what would
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad to that all got some recognition.
That's good.
And the people that I showed it, family and friends, before I sent it to the festivals, they were all like, "Oh man, I liked it so much, and I like the story and stuff like that."
Yeah.
So it was very uplifting for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you had if money and time was not an issue, would you
Hmm.
want to do a feature long, hour and a half long vampire film? Was that something you would want to do?
I already have the sequel to it. Well,
Do you?
the script, yeah,
Do you?
yeah. It's in
Okay.
Spanish. Otherwise, if you're interested, I can translate it and send it to you because it's now this time it's a woman. It's a
Mm-hmm.
young woman. If
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you a short synopsis.
Yeah.
So it's a young woman who's taking care of her sick mom,
Mm-hmm.
and so she has to work. Well, she works in how do you say it? She's like an accountant in a firm, something like
Okay.
that. So, but she got laid off, and then since she has to buy all these medical supplies for her mom, and she's jobless right now, so she goes back to her former job. Who she was a waitress in a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and but she doesn't earn as much money as in the firms. So anyway, so the now she's the protagonist, and how did what's the counterpart of the protagonist? The villain,
The
also
antagonist.
the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dirty politician who's very well. He picks up young women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he forces them, to
Yeah.
be their girlfriends. And
Yeah.
anyway, so not to spoil the whole thing, but in certain part, she's wounded, morally wounded,
Mm-hmm.
and she's about to get you know
Mm-hmm.
raped
Uh-huh.
by her attacker, and Silvio, my protagonist, he comes and saves her,
Okay.
and he when he tastes her blood, she said, "You know what? Her name is Carmina.
Mm-hmm.
Carmina, you're gonna die." And so she starts to cry because she's worrying about her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Well, I can let you die, or I can give you the gift of eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want?" So she chooses being
Yeah.
a vampire, and that's also like a revenge story.
Okay.
It's like Kill Bill with
You
vampire.
know what's so funny is my first book
Mm-hmm.
is about a nurse who takes a break on a night shift. She goes outside and she's sitting on a park bench and she's attacked and left to die. And a vampire who works in the hospital comes out and saves her. And so now she has to kind of figure out how do I keep working in the hospital, and how do I take care of my children, and how do I do all the things I need to do to keep my life going now that I'm a vampire, and she has to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
And part of the book is that she is told by the head vampire of her city, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
help me find the person that attacked you because you're the seventh woman to be attacked and you're the only one to live. So you're going to help me find your attacker. So she
Mm-hmm.
has to almost be bait to catch whatever tried to kill her while also trying to work and get her kids to school and like just live a normal life while she's turned into a vampire. So you have to send me the script. That sounds good.
That's much more interesting than mine.
I'll send you my
But,
book.
oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I will read it.
Okay.
Uh, they say the great minds think alike. So,
Yes. Yeah. That's so cool. I'll have to check it out.
and now the reason that I prefer shooting in autumn and winter is because the days are very short. So when we shot end of shift, we would
Hmm.
start like about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so it was already dark, and we didn't have
Yes.
to. And it was almost a one. We were two crewmen.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
just me. I was shooting, I was directing, and I have my friend Rene, who's working the audio and the actors, and
Yeah.
that was yeah.
Well, and that's nice because in Southern California, you still have nice weather. Here in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania, you get long nights, but it's 10 degrees.
I
So,
know. I know. I've never been there.
Mhm.
The farthest I've been is Ohio
Mm.
and in Florida, but
Okay.
it was in the summer in Tampa.
Yeah.
But it was in the summer, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
over here it's very hot. I don't know if you know this, but
Yes.
the area is so hot. Right now we still have nice weather, but as soon as June comes, it's going to start going up to 110, 117, 120.
Yes.
So I just don't want to shoot anymore in the so just to come back a little bit with Carmina, since I told you I work for the university in the Faculty of Arts,
Hmm.
and I told some of my female students that I want her because I already work with them in two short films as an actor. It's mostly school projects, and but I asked them to read the short film with me. That I mean, not the short film, the script, and to help me out with the production because their generation is not like ours.
Hmm.
And I'm not a woman in this
Hmm.
generation, so I want to have a good approach to the protagonist.
Hmm.
And so I told them I need your help, trying to shape the character to this day, right now.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to do, the right thing
I
according
love
to them.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, because vampires, but being a young woman today is very different.
And I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
I can't relate.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Well, tell all of my people where they can find you and where they can find your work.
Okay. You can find my work in YouTube, under Telio Espinoza. That's the name that it's appearing right there.
Hmm.
And my Instagram is telio.espinoza, and in Facebook is Telio Espinoza.
So I hope it
Mhm.
takes all my vampire fans to your little short film because I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you very much. I really,
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the twist at the end.
I appreciate it.
Well, it was nice chatting with you. I'm glad you reached out to me. I'll put something together and get it out and let you know as soon as it is out. And then let me know an address and I'll send my book to you and then we'll stay in touch.
I really appreciate it, Lena. Thank
Of
you
course,
very
no
much.
problem. No problem. Thank you. This
Gracias.
was very good. Thank you.
Muchas
Have a good
gracias.
night. Thank you. De nada. I remember that. Bye.
Bye bye.